Hi, it's me, Dora V here, and today I will be doing a Berserk forecast for the year 2020 on the final day of Berserkmas and the final day of 2019. I chose the birth date of November 26, 1990, because when it was first released in like 89, I know there was a prototype in 88, and then in 89 it was October, but the date wasn't really specified, like it was just the month and the year. But a concrete day was the day that volume 1 was released, and that was November 26, 1990, so that's the best I can do. So anyway, let's get to the point. So for January, it's going to be the Two of Wands for the month of January. And this basically means passion and drive, that there will be basically, work. Shut up. You know, that's supposedly, like, sadness. Like, yeah, it's kind of an ambivalent. Like, sometimes it's really good and sometimes it's not. It's like, well, no marriage possible, so I guess nobody's getting married in Berserk. Riches, fortune, magnificent. So it's kind of like on one hand a lot of good things, but on the other a lot of bad things. But I suspect that, I don't know if there will be any, I mean, obviously since this is Berserk, like there will be like physical suffering in the story. So, and as for Miura himself, like I think it'll just be more of the usual. But this is just for Berserk period, like not just for Miura, but like for the story at large. So I'm kind of predicting everything I can think of. But I do feel like, yeah, I feel like that's kind of par for the course. Like what's going on right now is a lot of good things, but there will also be bad things and sadness like that. That's pretty much par for the course for Berserk, but that's how it's going to be for the month of January. February is one of the best cards you can possibly get, and that is the World. I think of Berserk, let's see, as of right now, for early January, the first 2 weeks, there will not be a public, there's not going to be a new issue as far as I know, but to be fair, there hasn't been a release in the first 2 weeks in like 5 years, so, but for February, I suspect that if a new issue's gonna be released, it's gonna be in February, if that happens, because the World is, like, everything is accomplished, everything is great, everything is happy, joy. It's a really great card, so I think that even if there's not gonna be a new release, there's gonna be a lot of good things happening at this point. Or that there may be some events that, I mean, the world of Berserk has already been affected by Griffith, but I think there will be even more events for the world. And because Berserk is what it is, it might not be a good thing, but the point is that there will be a great deal of accomplishment for the month of February. Some great stuff. March is the Knight of Pentacles. So this is where there will be like there's some kind of defensiveness involved here. You need to buy some things, and their health, they gotta watch their health. You need to take some precautions, some health precautions, everybody involved in this. Responsibility, service, so there's going to be a lot of that going on, like a lot of utilitarian and pragmatic decisions that'll be going on here in March. I don't know, yeah, the Knight of Pentacles is also supposed to be pretty conservative, so I think that after the World, now they're going to be hunkering down and conserving their energies, like something like that. Let's see, for April, oh yeah, there's numbers here, like 6th month, 7th. But the numbers, it's basically like your family for that. Family at home, yeah, I guess that's probably already being done. And then 7th is rest and way of thought, not action. So again, if it's not released in February, you'll be seeing there's a lot of waiting, yeah. But a lot of planning, like for sure. And then 8th month is when they're going to start going. Just get her done, but at the same time there will be like it's going to be done very conservatively thanks to the Knight of Pentacles. And then for April, the 9 is tidying up, finishing. It's basically endings in humanitarian. And this includes temperance, which is also basically self-discipline, self-control, finding a middle ground. There's going to be a lot of that this month, balance and health. So I suspect that at this point in the story, there's going to be a lot of like healing and well-being, recovering, and consolidating. Just all of this, basically, all of it, middle ground. Yeah, so somebody might have to be making some compromises to make things work. And avoiding excess. But temperance is basically like internal control. There's going to be a lot of that, but at the same time, because of 9, there's going to be a lot of tying up loose ends and maybe dealing with finishing things that need to be finished. For the month of May, it's the 7 of Cups, which basically means a lot of dreaming. And this is a number 1. This is when you start new things and show leadership and action. But apparently there will also be a lot of dreaming going on. And sentiment, imagination. There's going to be that, but there's also going to be action taken. So if anybody has any kind of dreams, at the same time they're going to be leading the charge to make it happen. So hey, that's not a bad thing. The only thing about the 7 of Cups is that sometimes you might be a little too contemplative, which is not a good thing. But given that the number 1 is the month, I don't think that's likely. I think it's don't dream it, be it sort of thing. So yeah, dream all you want, but make it happen. That will be for the month of May. For June, we got the Devil, which is bad. The Devil, and then it's the number 2 month, so there will be alliances. Yeah, you're going to need it if you're dealing with the Devil. The Devil usually means that you're in bondage of some kind. There's some kind of bondage. Like there might be some, an unwanted situation, feeling tied down. You're maybe a little too focused on certain things, a lack of faith. He's either dealing with someone like this, or he's getting caught up in certain things, like, no, not idol master. And so because of that, for this month, Miura will need to, cooperate. And as for the story itself, they're going to be dealing with quite a few devils. And that this will be a time where the party needs to release whatever it is that's binding them, or release themselves from it. Don't be addicted. Stop submitting too much to whatever your problems are. Don't despair. I can understand, why Guts' group might feel despair and foreseeing a bleak future, because it seems so hopeless. But if they do what the number 2 is saying, if the cooperation and getting along and being a team, they can just get out of the bondage that they're in and basically tell the devil to go to hell. Something like that. But don't stay in the dark. Just get out of being bound, or the devil will win, and we don't want that, do we? So July is the 8 of Pentacles, which basically means you are reaping what you're sowing. You are putting your plans into action, and this is how you will make money, basically. And with the 3 month, it's partying, self-expression, creativity. Makes sense, it's summer, so why not? So there's going to be a lot of, work, but a lot of party as well. Nothing wrong with that, right? A lot of skill and craft and business, so there's going to be a lot of that going on. And a lot of partying. What the hell's wrong with that? August, however, is the 6 of Wands, but it's reversed, which I don't know if that's a good thing. The month of 4 is hard work, foundations, focus, patience, but it can also mean being a bit rigid. But the number 4 is basically a get her done number, get things done, do it. But the problem is that the 6 of Wands is reversed, which is apprehension, fear of a victorious enemy, treachery, disloyalty, delay. Oh boy, delay. So if there's a new issue of Berserk, then they will be facing, the fandom at large will be facing indefinite delay. Figures, more hiatus. But in the Berserk story, I think that the group will be afraid that, yeah, Griffith will probably end up winning after all. There might be a betrayal, and I do suspect Morda, so that would really blow. So yeah, there's a lot of fear, but they gotta hold it together, because number 4 represents stability, and if they stay that way, they should be fine despite the apprehensions that they have. So September is the 2 of Pentacles, but it's reversed, and it's a number 5, which at best is change, freedom, travel, the unexpected, and some naughtiness. But at worst, it can mean a lot of chaos and a lot of problems, in that you have difficulty focusing. The 2 of Pentacles reverse is that, I guess they have to pretend that everything is okay, but it's not okay. That there's going to be a lot of message sending, a lot of news, basically. Yes, some problems, but they have to pretend that everything's okay, even though it's not necessarily the case. October is a Page of Cups. Let's see, the number 6, again, family, friends, and balancing your life with those you care for. The Page of Cups for October, it's that apparently young people will be making the difference, so Rickert will be around, and the studious youth, news, reflection, meditation, so once again a lot of planning, but this time Rickert will be involved. I think this will be the year where we may be seeing Rickert again and his group. Like I said, they're gonna need a lot of cooperation for sure. And then some business things. I suspect Roderick might actually meet Rickert and get along with him, and Erica. I think that would be pretty interesting. I don't see why not. Yeah, so I think October will be a good month for everybody. November is the Ace of Wands. Hello. This one's a good one because that means very new beginnings. The 7th is also rest and waiting, study. It's just researching. It doesn't mean you can't do anything, but it means that it's the power of thought and waiting and just not forcing things. Just basically sow and plan. But the Ace of Wands also means it's a matchstick, that it's new beginnings and a good thing. This is a good card. This will be a good month. So there'll be sources, birth, origins, a starting point. So I suspect that this month, Guts and company will have some good fortune and inheritance, and they will be starting some new things that will help them. And Miura may be going through that too. I think he already has it because he doesn't have that new series, but maybe there will be another series, another new project, or another thing that he's working on. It could be Berserk, it could not be. But whatever the case, the Ace of Wands basically means new beginnings, and it's passion, and it's a good thing. Yeah, it's birth and beginnings, and so there's either a new project or something to do with Berserk for November 2020. I know for certain that November 2020 is when The God Is Not Willing by Erickson, that will be released. Steven Erickson of Malazan. It'll be released then, but that has nothing to do with Berserk. So again, if Berserk is getting out of hiatus, it might also be in this month. There might be a new issue. All I know for sure is that some new things will be happening in that month. And then finally, December is the 3 of Cups, but it's reversed, which blows, and it's not good. But the number is the 8th month, which is basically a power, and this is where you reap. This is where you reap what you've sown, and a lot of gain. But with the 3 of Cups reversal, I guess the year will not be ending well. It might also mean that they're enjoying things way too much. There's way too much excess. I've been doing that this year. But maybe they ride on their laurels a little too much. So because of that, everything spills over and their cups runneth over. And things spill and it's a total disaster. And just not a good thing. or that people aren't getting along. It could mean that too. So, yeah, yeah, like you're either doing way too much of something or there may be conflicts with friends, so that's not a good thing. But with the 8 number, things will still get done. So, like, you can have cups everywhere and broken pieces, but things are still getting done. So that's basically a get her done year as usual for both the Berserk story and anyone involved in it. So that's the forecast. Like that's it. And yeah, I hope that helps. So I think that'll do. Whatever the case, hope you have a great New Year's Eve. I certainly will, because I'm gonna have something yummy. I just don't know when, because I'm waiting for a package. But that'll do. See you later. Looking good for Berserk this year. I think like it'll start out good, but toward June there's gonna be some problems. August there will be, and then September and December are not. But I feel like the numbers will definitely offset that. So yeah, I think that there's gonna be ups and downs as usual. But I think that everything will be fine despite the problems. That's kind of how it is, right? So, see you later. Hope you enjoyed Berserkmas. Like I said, have a happy new year. Goodbye.